Welcome to Apex Philosophy, the perfect place to find motivation. Be sure to subscribe and listen every day so you can become your best self. Please like and share the video to help inspire others. Elevate your perspective. The law of short-sightedness. A summary based on Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature. The 18 Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene is the best book for learning about human nature. Getting to know ourselves is part of the journey of getting to know others. Today we'll discuss Chapter 6. Law number 6. Elevate your perspective. The law of short-sightedness. This law stipulates that humans are short-sighted and that they only look at things happening in the short term. In terms of biology, humans, as part of the animal kingdom, are focused on the present situation. We become alert if we sense danger. We become attached to the current emotions of fear and anger. For example, this can be observed when we watch the news. We feel sympathy towards a person who has lost their loved ones in an accident and laugh at a cat video that follows it. Our emotions go up and down, but we are stuck in that present state. As such, there is a need to be conscious of this behaviour. Since we prioritise the present, we are also attracted to what gives us the best emotions now. The more dramatic it is, the more impact it has. This is why news outlets and the media are so popular. And since we are now aware of this, we need to learn to take a step back and measure the narrowness of our vision. We need to avoid people who are so attached to the present that they cannot see the consequences of ignoring the future. For example, some married people cheat because they are overcome by the pleasure in the present moment. They are not thinking about how this would damage their relationships in the future. It would ruin their marriage, their relationships with their children, and more. My advice to you is to never lose sight of your long-term goals, for these are the most important ones. We only have one life, and we cannot rely only on what we feel in the present. Yes, we must appreciate the present, but we must also know how to prioritise our goals to get the best moments out of our life. Keys to human nature. The key here is to face the problem, or even those exciting opportunities, with detachment. Of course, we need to permit ourselves to feel. However, we must not be sucked into any emotions and allow it to make decisions for us. Next, since we naturally have a short-term perspective, we need to avoid those tendencies. We need to widen our perspective in life. For example, if we consider the nature of the problems we have right now, it's easier to find a solution. If we only dwell on sadness, anger, and frustrations, we would never find a solution. Avoid being too involved in the heat of the moment. 4 signs of short-sightedness and strategies to overcome them. There are 4 signs of short-sightedness according to Robert Greene. First, there will always be problems or unintended consequences in a group's actions. Second, we sometimes face multiple battles without realising that our struggles accumulate over time. Thirdly, we often jump into the scene without thinking of a proper solution. We don't make plans. Instead, we just dive in and hope that a plan will appear along the way. Lastly, we are surprised by the complexity of our problems. Sometimes we only have one problem, but it burdens us a lot. It's too complex to do it alone, and sometimes we need to ask for help from other people. 1. Unintended consequences. Often, people misunderstand the gravity of the situation. Again, most of us are living in the present moment. This is especially true in budgeting for your household. For example, if you don't have a budget because you think that your salary is enough, you will inevitably spend all your money. Since you did not prioritize, the bills are overdue and the bank will inevitably come for your house. It was all because you did not plan the expenses for the near future. That's why within a group or team, at least one member should be in charge of thinking about these consequences. How much do you pay for rent? How much do you pay for utilities? How much will the payment be if your child's tuition is divided into 12 months? What do you pay monthly? Project the consequences ahead of time so you can make solutions for them. 2. Tactical hell. Next is being in a tactical hell. When you face all your battles at once, you are bound to fail. First, you weren't ready for this immense force. Each problem is weighing you down. So, take one battle at a time. For example, if you are balancing work with your studies, you need to prioritize and manage your time and resources. If you have limited internet, for example, you can visit public places before heading home so you can accomplish all your work. Additionally, actions make fear dissipate. It's better to act on it after planning because the emotions are still there and you are motivated to proceed. Again, take one battle at a time and do not force yourself. Forcing yourself will only lead to another enemy, you. 3. Ticker tape fever. The third problem is ticker tape fever. Ticker tapes are used to represent motion, and we equate motion to progress, which is not always the case. You may be walking in circles because you failed to prioritize. Additionally, you shouldn't just dive into a problem just because you want it done immediately. You need to strategically plan first so that you can utilize your time and resources wisely. For example, if you're trying to finish your homework before the 1-hour deadline, you need to organize the tasks. In the first 10 minutes, you'll read and search about the topic. In the next 10 minutes, you'll write down the outline of your essay. Then, you spend the rest of your time filling your essay with the necessary information and words. Don't jump ahead without a plan. Always plan and then execute. 4. Lost in trivia. The last one is that you are prone to be lost in the complexities of your problems. A common example could be processing papers. For example, it may be overwhelming for young adults to process their own taxes, get their own insurance, and apply for a job. But Again, it doesn't have to be complicated. Always know that there is a step-by-step process in everything. You need to find comfort in this fact. It was designed that way, so it has structure. Structures have different parts, which make them complex, and that is why if you tackle those parts one at a time, it will all be simple. The Farsighted Human. Now that you know all of this, you must strive to be more far-sighted. Time isn't your enemy. It should be your friend. Time guides you to what is important in life. You need to make it possible for your daily routines to be compatible with the time you have. You need to know how to slow it down. For example, you already do all your work before the weekend, so you can celebrate with your friends. Another example could be investing while you're young and gaining some extra money when you're old. A far-sighted human projects into the future and makes time for his friends. Thank you for listening. Comment below, what have you been short-sighted over lately? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.